Have you ever had a game sequel that was so good that the follow-up was kind of disappointing? Not bad or anything, it's just the previous games were so good that the new game is just okay in comparison. That's how I felt about Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception. I don't know, I enjoyed the game and all, I just don't revisit this one as much as Uncharted 1, 2, and 4. I guess you will find out later in my conclusion to this review, but first the story. The story begins with Nathan and Sully meeting with a man named Talbot, who is interested in purchasing Nathan's ring. You know, the one that belonged to his supposed ancestor Sir Francis Drake. The two accused Talbot of money counterfeit. He really wanted the ring for himself, so he can give it to his employer, Catherine Marlowe. Shortly afterwards, Charlie shoots Nate and Sully. Nah, Nate, Sully, and Charlie Cutter, the hired help, were all in it together to lure Marlowe out of hiding. The ring goes with this device, Drake's decoder, that Nathan tried to steal as a teenager. And this is where Nathan and Sully meet for the first time. Anyway, the device is supposed to decipher messages to help them along their way. Alright, back to the story. Nate and the gang, Sully, Charlie Cutter, and Chloe Fraser, traces Marlowe to an underground library where they discovered that Francis Drake was commissioned by Queen Elizabeth I and his advisor John Dee to search for the lost city of Ubar. And throughout the game, they find clues which lead them to the lost city like the previous games. So yeah, that's pretty much the story. If you played the other games, this should be familiar territory. If you didn't, too bad, this is the third game. Go read the game's manual or something. What is new? You can throw grenades back at your enemies, even though, at least for me, it doesn't work all the time when you press triangle, I think. Other than that, it pretty much plays exactly the same than the other two, specifically the second one. I don't know about you, but this game seems to be the glitchiest of the first three games. At least the version I'm playing, which is the remastered version. I'm not sure about the original though. But this one has more glitches than the other two games in the Nathan Drake collection.
Come on, follow me. Up this way.
The only other problem I had with the presentation was the audio on certain weapons. They were too loud, even on the standard setting. With the negatives out of the way, this game has to be the best looking of the three games released on the PlayStation 3, running at a 1080p resolution at 60 frames per second. Like I said about the music in Uncharted 2, the music by Greg Edmondson reflects the setting really well, which has a Arab Middle Eastern vibe to it. You remember earlier when I said this game is disappointing? That's only half right. I like this game. It's just the other games I liked more. Mainly because it felt more like Uncharted 2.5 than Uncharted 3. Not enough was new to stand out as a sequel. I enjoyed the story and everything, but it didn't leave much of an impact on me as the other games did. End result, I don't revisit this game as much, like I said. Not because it's bad or anything, it just doesn't give me enough reason to. Well, I hope you enjoyed my Uncharted 3 review. I'll try to get the next review out sooner next time. That's most likely going to be Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Who knows, that may change. Well, until then, see ya.